But again, not every man is gonna know each female's point of view. They're always gonna be like, oh, females just love Valentine's Day. Did-a-do, papa. Honestly, I feel like I was really pressuring him into this, and my boyfriend is typically not the person to really like celebrate Valentine's Day because he feels like it's just a scam. I still was desperate enough to be like, so are we doing anything for Valentine's Day? Video is going to be another girls talk. I haven't recorded a video in about a week or so because I'm transitioning phones. So I am currently recording on my new phone right now. And I know a review will be coming out pretty soon, but I wanted this to drop off because I wanted this video to drop off first because Valentine's Day is coming around the corner and it's kind of going towards that kind of subject. So today I wanted to address Valentine's Day and all the feelings coming up to this current holiday. You guys know, anybody who's in a relationship or single, you know the feelings. You know, it's almost Valentine's Day. It's the females getting roses, the special steak dinners, you know, going out, you know, dressing up, looking nice, getting your chocolates, your heart covered, your heart pizzas, your heart donuts, everything themed. And you know how the world works. They want to profit off of Valentine's Day. As you could see in any grocery store, any place that you go to, they're trying to make their little buck for this little holiday that we've invented. And I just wanted to talk about the emotions coming into it because there's certain things that I definitely struggled with in February before I was even in a very committed relationship. So I feel like, I don't know, you let me know. I feel as most, I kind of have Valentine's Day trauma. Yeah, I'm saying it right. It happens to every other girl, I believe. It's just not every... I feel like it's something that common that happens a lot, but we don't talk about it. Like, for instance, on YouTube, I was like, do I have like trauma? Do I have like trauma when it comes to Valentine's Day? Because I'm feeling all these emotions and it's very toxic in a way where I'm like, is this normal? I searched on YouTube to see if anybody who's talked about this, and nobody has, except for like one other guy that I checked out his video, but I wanted a female's point of view. So I feel like I can offer that for this video for specifically anyone that's been feeling kind of like off, maybe lonely, maybe like, you know, you've never been good enough for Valentine's Day, and when you do get to a certain point where you are in a relationship, you're expecting what you are lacking from all those years being single, you know. But let's not say all of this and let's just get into the topic. So what is Valentine's Day trauma? I'm just going off of my head. Nothing's organized, so I'm sorry if everything's a little bunched up. But I believe that Valentine's Day trauma I feel like it's created when you are in school. In middle school, maybe elementary to high school. And preferably for my middle schools, I think it happened when I was in middle school, but in middle school, we had like cardinations. So basically anybody who was interested in anybody in this middle school, they would pay, I think $2 or $3, it wasn't that much, to send someone a flower and with like chocolates and like a little teddy bear, letting their Valentine know that you are my Valentines for today, you know? And it was so cute and so sweet. And I was never blessed to kind of like be that girl to get a bunch of flowers. I know what you're thinking. Obviously, yes, a lot of the prettier girls that had a lot of male interest did get a lot of flowers, which made me feel like I wasn't enough to be able to earn this right to get a flower or some chocolates or something like heart-shaped in that way for Valentine's Day. Or somebody that I was hoping that the same person felt the same way about me. And I really, really thought in my head that they were gonna give me a coordination, and by my means, my hopes were too up and I didn't get a flower. I didn't get a coordination. But again, when I was little, I wasn't very attractive. You know, I was in my tomboyish era. You know, I wore a lot of baggy clothes. I didn't really know how to be feminine. And as to now, I am 22 years old and I am still trying to learn as I go. But I have a late start to stuff like this, to being girly. But I am a lot better than I was now. And definitely I have turned some heads since high school. But that's not the point of this video. But the point of this video is that, like, you get your hopes kind of like taken down. Like, you don't deserve to be someone's special Valentine. That you don't deserve like chocolates or flowers because nobody's gonna give it to you. You know, so that kind of creates that expectation of like you want people to treat you like you are special every single year. And that's what I thought every single year, even going into high school. Because again, I felt like I wasn't special enough to be given anything like that. Nobody even went out of their way to give me like a flower or at least like a little chocolate. And it kind of scarred me and kind of gave me a little bit of trauma, being like, when it comes around this month, I'm just a lot more lonelier. And I feel like, personally right now, I felt like I was very desperate for my boyfriend to offer me these things that I've been neglected all my life. But that wasn't the case. It's that I've done so much growth within this year that it's mad. It's crazy. And I'm so proud of myself. But when it comes to little stuff like this, I'm very quick to know why I'm feeling this way. You know, how can I solve this? How can I not have this feeling anymore? Like, where is this generating from? And it's from what I've been through as a kid, and seeing everybody get flowers and everybody being told that they're pretty and that they're Valentine. And I was just that odd woman out. You know, I was just never that girl. So I was never blessed that opportunity of actually like celebrating Valentine's Day with somebody that I really, really cared about. So this gets into this topic. This is why I wanted to talk to you guys about this. So I wanted to see, okay, where is this Valentine's trauma rooting from? Okay, it's rooting from my past. It's making me feel all these lonely feelings, making me feel like, oh, he's not going to give me anything for Valentine's Day. He's not going to give me any roses and chocolates or do anything special because, you know, it's normal for me not to have stuff like this. So I shouldn't expect it. And honestly, I feel like I was really pressuring him into this. And my boyfriend is typically not the person to really like celebrate Valentine's Day because he feels like it's just a scam. It's just for all of us to spend a lot of unnecessary money on a holiday that's built around couples, you know? So he just thinks that like everywhere is going to be sold out. Everybody's going to be making their money. Everybody's going to be going to the store and getting chocolates, going to the donuts to get donut-shaped hearts, going to Domino's to get a heart-shaped pizza. It's just centered around this whole stigma of Valentine's Day, so it's a big profiting event. So I know where he's coming from, and I still was desperate enough to be like, so are we doing anything for Valentine's Day? But not bashing him, but we're just not that kind of, we're not those type of people to be doing a lot. Like, we don't go out a lot. Well, we do eat out a lot, but it's very like fast. And we go back home and we're more of like homebodies, focus on our work. We have like a goal-oriented type of relationship. So we want to achieve all the things that we want to. So we feel like going out on dates and doing all that stuff is important now and then, not very often, like every now and then. That's what we do. And then the rest of the time we just chill at home, and that's our relationship, and I'm happy with that. I'm so happy with that. I don't have to be doing much. But I love little things like this where it's like we have to plan out our dates, and it's just a lot more dedicated, and it's not very, you know, random. It's that we really scheduled this time to be together and to really honor our relationship for this year. But again, not every man is gonna know each female's point of view. They're always gonna be like, oh, females just love Valentine's Day, you know, do bop bop. So yeah, so I really just, like, I was in this desperate energy that I shouldn't have been in. You know, like, if he really wanted to do something for Valentine's Day, he would have. I should have not said anything. But because of that desperate energy, I felt lonely at the same time too, knowing that, oh, I'm not going to get anything. And I'm going into that same mindset that I did in middle school and high school and maybe a little bit in college, where I'm like, I'm not going to be the one that gets the flowers at the end of the day. I'm not going to be the one that's going to get chosen, or I'm not going to be the one, you know? And that kind of gives me a lot of sadness in my life, because I've never been the one. I've always been, I've always been that cool girl. Everybody knows me, but then I'm also like friends with the weird kids, but not pretty enough to be considered for somebody's hand. And yeah, that's just something that I've really, really struggled with. And coming to the point, I promise I'm coming to the point. So now, how am I going to deal with this Valentine's trauma? How am I going to be reflective and see what I can learn from this, so then I don't have to go through these feelings again? So I came to the certain understanding to myself is that I always, by my own perspective, I felt like I needed to be validated by someone to get something. So I needed to find that validation in my boyfriend or in somebody that I was interested in middle school, to find that I am good enough and that I need to spend $2, $3 for a coordination for Ashley because I believe that she is worth it. And what's wrong with me? Like, but it's nice. I understand to a certain extent that people like to feel like they are needed, like they are wanted, and that they are appreciative, and that they are enough. And Valentine's Day kind of heightens that. But again, for myself, through all the growth that I've been through this year, I am all about self-care and making sure that my needs are met sometimes. Even if my boyfriend can't meet them, I can meet them for myself, and that's okay. I love him with all my heart, and I love all his flaws and all his little jokes here and there, and just how he is. But I have to come to terms that I have to be everything that I've always wanted within myself, so then I can be happy with someone. I can't always rely on somebody to make me happy. I always have to make sure that I can provide that happiness 10 times as in fold, so that I'm ready to share that happiness with my boyfriend. And I'm not always in a cranky mood and all that stuff. But that's me though. So I've come to the point where I'm like, if my boyfriend can't give me anything for Valentine's Day, it's okay. It's not like he's breaking code for being my girlfriend, for not giving me flowers, for not giving me chocolates. And if you think about it, most relationships that are indulged into that whole entire fiasco of Valentine's Day, and they're in a healthy relationship, good for you. Like, good that you guys got to that point where you can like celebrate Valentine's Day. You're doing Valentine's Day because you guys love each other, and that's like the most important thing that you guys wanted to share within that day, instead of just showing off and buying the dozen roses or whatever amount of roses, and always just showing off and just making yourself the better man because you were able to provide a better Valentine's Day. It's like different energies from coming from that wholesome love that you guys naturally just gravitate and make your own kind of Valentine's Day, and it's magical and it's wonderful, off of like, I'm trying to impress my girl, so then this and this and that, and she could show herself off, and that everybody knows that I'm her man, and coming from that energy. So yeah, I just told myself, if my boyfriend can't buy me flowers, it's okay. I can buy and pick my own heart-shaped candies. I could probably try to find some gummy ones that I like the best, so then I feel special. I can buy my own flowers, so then I can tell myself that you deserve it and that you are enough, and that you don't need somebody to tell you that you are enough. It's that you feel so contently within your soul that you deserve it genuinely. And that's the point that I kind of want to make. And I know I went into circles, explaining this and that, but if you are single, or if you are in a relationship, go talk to your significant other about what you're going through, because he probably does not know anything. So tell them what you're going through, and if you are going through this Valentine's trauma. But if you are single, this is your section. Just get your own flowers, buy your own chocolates, buy your own heart-shaped whatever, and bruh, just do it because you love yourself and that you deserve it, without a man or not. And yeah, I think this is the end of this video. If I think this video is long. I hope I'm able to help one or two of you guys coming around this time for February, and I hope you guys can relate to what I'm talking about. And I know this is probably a little bit of like a messy like girl talk, but I hope my point still went straight across to you guys, and that you guys found something to help yourself kind of like understand why you're feeling this way, and that you should remind yourself that you are enough and that you don't need anybody else to tell you that you are. And I think this is the end of this video.